Hey friends, I am here with some big news. In my hand, I have a new lease. I am going to be opening another restaurant, and right now, no one really knows about it except for my own team, my own family, and maybe a couple friends. Right now, the concept is also still kind of under wraps, but I'm going to share it with you guys today. Last year, I actually sold my Japanese restaurant, which was called NAKA. It's still running today, which is great. If you've been kind of following along, maybe my journey personally or whatever on social media, I started Hanoi House in 2020. Then I had NAKA Japanese, which I opened, and then I had another child. So in the span of 4 years, a lot happened. And last year, I decided to kind of slow back down, focus on my kids who are now 1 and 3, so they're still very young. But I really believe that things happen for a reason. And every time I sign a lease, things always just seem to fall in place. So the space that I came across, I've actually had my eye on for a while. And I noticed they tried to sell. Um, One thing you should know about me is I'm always online looking at opportunities because that's just how my brain works. And one day I was driving by the space that I've had my eye on and noticed that they were boarded up. And the owner had started posting things on Facebook Marketplace to sell. So he was selling off his restaurant equipment, his chairs and tables. So I instantly knew this place is closing up. This place is up for grabs. And it's actually really close to my existing location. It's like a stone's throw away. So it's perfect in that sense. So I kind of just hopped on it immediately. I contacted this guy on Facebook Marketplace and I was like, hey, I want the contact information for the landlord. I want the space. And it just happened from there. So the place never even got listed. I moved really fast. Um, so in my hand is this new lease. So I'm going to share with you the journey of what happens when you open a restaurant from start to finish. So I don't even have the keys yet. This is literally just like the lease. We've already actually come to a deal on what that's going to look like. I've actually already made a deal with the previous business owner for some of his equipment, and I paid him for that stuff as well. But I think it's really important to really document my journey because, 5 years ago, I wanted to document this journey, but, things get busy and all of a sudden now content is king. Like, yeah, here we are. I have a lease in my hand that you're going to see me sign and make it real. And honestly, I didn't think I was going to be here. I really thought I was just going to have my one restaurant, which is running smoothly. It makes money. It runs on its own. It's truly a dream for anyone that's in the restaurant industry. To achieve that in a short span is definitely, it's a pretty incredible feeling. I have an amazing management team, and this time I think I'm really ready to push forward and go ahead. One of the biggest things about opening a restaurant is having the right concept. And I live in a small city, which is called Peterborough, Ontario, and it's an hour from Toronto. So this time, what I'm doing is I'm opening a concept that everyone loves and everyone has missed since COVID. When COVID happened, a bunch of restaurants had to adapt, and a bunch of restaurants had to close down because they couldn't adapt with the situation. So now that all that's over and kind of time for me to bring this concept back, and that's Chinese food buffets. Inserts applause. So I grew up in a Chinese restaurant and I never really saw myself doing this. Growing up, this wasn't even cool. I actually felt very out of place in my community because I was like the Asian restaurant kid. Literally like my parents, I lived in the building. My parents woke up, got me on the school bus. They worked from morning to night. And then like I literally went from waking up, seeing them work, and then going to bed and they're still working. It wasn't exactly a lifestyle that I desired because The only times we closed was on Mondays, and that was the only time I really hung out with my family. So, on the opposite side, I love the restaurant industry because I grew up around it and that's just what I feel like I'm good at. My parents wanted me to do the whole doctor thing. Um, but I realized that I love food and making people feel special and just that experience on its own. So I'm going to be opening a Chinese restaurant. I'm going to be taking recipes that have really, paid for my lifestyle and I really owe to, you know, if it wasn't for this type of cuisine, which is Chinese, American, Canadian food, if it wasn't for this cuisine, my family wouldn't have been able to move up in class, being immigrants to Canada. They didn't have much money. They grinded it out for like 30 plus years and we're able to retire. Now we have, our beautiful home that I share with my parents. My parents get to enjoy their retired life. We have chickens, we have a lot of property and it's so wonderful. So I really do owe a lot to the cuisine itself. And I think not using my unfair advantage to continue on like my family's legacy in our community would be unfortunate. So I do have a really great team and I'm going to be expanding my team. And my husband is a tradesperson. So building my restaurants, I get to have someone that's really experienced and understand how it all works and kind of make sure I'm getting the best deal possible all the time. So that's really good. But yeah, I think we are just excited to bring back food that people love and experiences people love. Like everyone loves a good buffet, all the options, the ability for everyone to be happy and leave happy. Um, and my goal is to make it, it's not really fancy. It's just still good quality Chinese food. I really want to bring back this really great experience in my hometown and yeah, just kind of really kick things up a notch for my business and my family and to show my parents that, we can have a Chinese food restaurant that thrives and also doesn't need me to be there 24/7. That is the biggest thing. My parents, again, worked literally morning to night. They can never leave the place. They didn't have recipes. They didn't have SOPs. And rightfully so. My parents are immigrants. They didn't speak English. Technology was not as big of a thing back then. So I have a lot to prove to them. I've already proved it with my concept Hanoi House, but now I'm going to do it in their own domain and I'm going to show them that I can do this. So I'm going to document my journey and I hope you guys are going to follow along with me as I start a new chapter, a new season. I guess we'll call this season 3 of Susan Builds Restaurants. And yeah, so let me sign this. Also, of course, I grabbed a pen that barely has any ink. Okay. Shout out to Monaghan Lumber. They're actually OG customers of my family's restaurant back in the day. My family started the Golden Wheel and then they retired and it sold like a few times since then. And yeah, feels like I'm signing my soul away. So I'm signing a 5+5 lease. There you have it. We don't need any specifics, but signed. There's my signature. Boom. It's done. I am committed. We are making this happen. And let's also hope that I document more of my journey this time versus last time. So wish me luck and I'll see you guys in the next video.